Greetings, Chocoholics! This is the video tutorial for the perfect vanilla caramels recipe. Let's get started by gathering all the ingredients and equipment we need. Following the recipe, gather all the ingredients. And for the equipment, we need a digital scale, a 1/4 sheet pan, some parchment paper, 2 pots, one of them needs to be larger than the other, a wooden spoon, and a wire whip, and a rubber spatula. You'll see how all these things work together as we go through the video. First, we need to measure out all of our ingredients. In one pot, we're going to put our cream, our corn syrup, our evaporated milk, the vanilla bean, which we need to split and scrape all of the seeds out of. We'll put that into the pot, and some salt. You can add the salt to taste. In the second pot, we just add our granulated sugar. That's it. Separately, we will measure out our butter and our cocoa butter and set them aside. Now that we've got all our ingredients measured, let's start cooking. First, we need to cook our cream mixture. Cook it on a medium heat until it just starts boiling. Once that cream mixture starts boiling, set it to the side. Now we need to caramelize the sugar. Turn the heat up to about a medium-high heat and start melting that sugar down. This process takes a few minutes, so be patient. Make sure the sugar stays off the side of the pot. Don't worry if the sugar starts clumping up. It will melt as it gets hotter and hotter. Once the sugar is completely melted and it starts foaming like this, then immediately and slowly start pouring in the cream mixture while stirring. Pour it in carefully because this can create a lot of sputtering of hot sugar and a lot of steam. You can get burned, so please be careful with this step. Pour slowly and stir while you are pouring. Once the cream mixture is fully incorporated into the melted sugar, start slowly adding your cocoa butter and your butter. Don't add it all at once or you'll kill the boil. Gradually add it in. On a medium-low heat, continue to cook while stirring. Once the caramel has reached the proper temperature, remove it from the heat and immediately stir in the vanilla extract. Once the vanilla extract is fully incorporated, immediately pour it into your mold. Make sure you scrape out all of the caramel out of the pot that you possibly can, being sure to gently coax it to all corners of the mold. Once your caramel is all spread out, make sure to fish out the vanilla bean. Be careful as the caramel is still lava hot, so you might want to use a little utensil or something like a fork. Once your caramel is completely set, get a cutting board and place it on top of your mold. Placing your hand underneath the mold with the caramel in it, flip everything over so that the caramel is now upside down. Then peel off the parchment paper. If you want naked caramels, you can stop here and cut them up into squares and wrap them in parchment. If you want them coated in chocolate, let's move on. Before we can coat these in chocolate, we need to apply a shablon or a thin layer of chocolate to the backside of the caramel. Get yourself some melted and tempered chocolate and pour a thin strip along the top edge of the caramels. Using an offset spatula, spread the chocolate in a thin layer over the entire caramel sheet. The method I'm using here takes a little bit of practice, but once mastered, it creates a perfect, nice thin layer of chocolate. Once the chocolate layer is completely set, place the pan back on top and flip over the entire sheet again. Then slide the caramel sheet back onto the cutting board. Since your caramel sheet is likely curved on the edges, let's cut off those curved edges so we have a nice square edge to work with. Now that we've got a nice square sheet of caramel, we need to mark and score the lines so we know where to cut our caramels. You can make your caramels any size and shape that you'd like. Here I'm making them 1 by 1 inch squares. Use a ruler so that you get the proper measurements every time. Once your entire caramel sheet is scored, then you can follow the lines and cut all of your caramel pieces out. Now your caramels are ready to dip into some melted and tempered chocolate. First, you're going to take your center and you're going to drop it into the chocolate top down with that chablon layer facing up. Next, you take your fork, push down on one end, and it will submerge your chocolate down in there. Now, if it didn't submerge all the way, you can submerge it even more. Give it a little bit of a dip like that, shake it off, and then come over to the side and tap it to even out your chocolate and to thin out the layer. Scrape it off, and then go to your baking sheet where you've got your paper and let it slide right off. So let's do that again. We got our center, in this case it's our caramel. We're going to turn it upside down, drop it in with that chablon, that chocolate layer standing on the top. We're going to push it down into the chocolate and it will turn over onto your fork. Shake off the excess, tap a little bit, scrape off onto the side, and let it slide off your fork onto the paper. Let the chocolate do its job and put whatever design. Now we're going to put a little transfer on this one. And we'll just push that on there. Don't be afraid to get creative with your toppings. Try some salt or some sprinkles or even some edible gold. Make sure to apply your toppings before the chocolate starts to set or they won't stick. Once your chocolate reaches a plastic state at room temperature, then you can go ahead and put them into a cooler or refrigerator for 5 to 10 minutes. After about 5 to 10 minutes, when your chocolate is set, remove your chocolates from the refrigerator. One thing to note, if your chocolate layer is too thin, the caramel may find its way through the thin points in the chocolate. So, don't be too aggressive in your tapping while you're dipping your caramels. Congratulations! You now know how to make perfect vanilla caramels. Feel free to watch this video over and over again as you follow the recipe from the Aroma Chocolates Recipe Club. We'll see you again next month, and in the meantime, I hope you have a sweet day.